Hello everyone, this is Don, Kingdom 362, known as GunMuse in game. It is a trademark logo. RogersRaiders.com. Please like and subscribe if you want to find out these little tips that I'm giving you that do not exist elsewhere, because it requires at least the ability to do 8th grade math. It is not that complicated, but once you learn the math, you were required to apply it later in life. All right, folks. Here's a problem with UAC, and UAC is what I'm going to talk about a little bit today. Okay. UAC does not define to people how you score points. And scoring points and scoring treasure is different. Okay, so to define what I did to figure out how to score points here, is we stacked one of our defense points with 10 players, and we put one player in another. They went up at the same rate on defense. Okay, so you can drag down treasure from somebody else's kingdom, which we do. That's individual scoring when you're dragging the treasure down. Okay, how much treasure's in your defense points is where your points are actually being gained, not you're dragging your treasure. There may be a minute amount for plundering, but you cannot win from plundering. You can actually have more treasure than everybody else and still lose at UAC. So there is a points per second. It is right here, and there is a lag time in it. All right, and we are getting our butts handed to us this time. And we're slowly dragging this up as I got guys back. I come on late this morning. We were already down to the 60s when we got on. And everybody was out plundering because they see their score up go quicker. So the individual desire was overriding the goal of getting the freebie loot. All right, if you want the freebie loot, you got to work together and you got to work for team points. You'll get the individual points throughout the day. All right, so get these things above 100. Now, so we know that more players in there does not equal more points. So once you get them in there, you got to keep one person in here. All right, preferably somebody that can defend themselves. You know, see, so you get C-30s parked next to our stuff, and we can beat all these guys. They have just come over here to be annoying. And you'll see, I think we've got all our points. But we started to, I used today as a way to figure out how am I going to get my points up. All right. Okay, so we're in a kingdom-wide war right now, and we are fighting a Russian alliance that is botting. So, and if you don't know what the bots are, the combat bots, and if you think you're going to Google it up, good way to get your computer hacked. The combat bots are scripts. Scripts may be another word to use for it. What they do is they set rallies and they make your troops unhittable, and they will actually spend your gold on speed ups to prevent timing. So they will accelerate a returning march just so they can set a rally with it. And it'll find a person, set the rally for you, do all kinds of goodies. Basically, if you're fighting one of these bots, you are literally fighting a computer doing math in real time. So if you're spending gold chasing one of these things, you go, oh my God, that guy's good. Well, if he's C20 and spending 40,000 gold, probably are. He's also got some other coupon script hacker that he's plugging into the back of Guns of Glory to get free gold somewhere. So, now, points per second. We just showed you that ours was sucking down there. So what we have here is I need to go and look and see 291, and she is plundering that one. So I will go to this one. So we want to be plundering as many points at a time as possible. This is how we get our points per minute up. All right. I can put a dozen people in this tower and we'll all get our individual points up. You've got to separate the individual points from the alliance points. Where we get our loot over here, this button. All right. Once you've gotten down there to, and I want to thank GOG for adding these 2 extra loot labels. That tells me right now you've added coupons to things. The rumor about UAC being canceled was just that rumor. It's the most popular event in the game. Someone would have to be the dumbest person on the planet to remove it from the game. But they added this 5th star gear to UAC and the 2 4-star gears. Kudos. Someone should play for the day just for that. Now, that being said, got off my little tangent. Once you've reached that 170, making that score go higher, all you're trying to do is get your name on a list for a R5 who just goes down the list and doesn't look at who contributed what. All right. Why? And I'll tell you right now, if I as a... Did I take that? Okay, I got that. I took a big hit for it. If I'm the R5 and I'm looking later, I'm paying attention now to what's going on for the day. My big castles, they've gotten their points, and their goal is to get more points. Put our other guys in more points. Because now that we're doing an extra tower here, I don't know how fast this updates. But there we go. We jumped. Another 2 per second. So I would need 1 more point to get past this one. All right. So this is about holding towers. Your points per minute, rather. I don't know why you say 60 seconds just instead of using the word per minute there. Might be a language issue. I don't know. But all I need to do is hold that tower. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add troops. Do this. And this C30 has sat here all day. And so this is a good guard position. If you got somebody with a big enough castle to do this, I'm going to let him hit. He has beat me all morning long. So I would assume he's going to do so again now. All right. He pays for it. My C28 against his C30, but he's got high enough individual stats on that C30. He's a well-built C30 that even with all his debuffs, we're about equal. So, if you all haven't seen my other UAC videos, swap to our heal gear. Then we hit our heal button. And I found another bot this morning. As soon as I was swapping to my heal gear, we had this one castle that would attack me while I was in the forest. They set up an attack point, and they were watching for power loss. And when they saw the power loss, it would instantly send a march. Nobody is paying microsecond timing attention to power loss. And what they were triggering off of was me swapping my gear, and then I would put my gear on at the last second. And the very second I put my gear on and my power jumped back up, his march would recall. It was just instantaneous. We're going to look for more of that. If I see that on more and more players, there's just a realm of mathematical impossibility. There are people out there that are as fast or faster than computers, but every gamer on the planet claims that he's that person. especially when they're using bots to cheat. And I've been doing the gaming world since the, not Call of Duty, but oh my gosh, Counter-Strike days. I used to rent out Counter-Strike servers. I had $180,000 of equipment out there. We rented servers for fastest ping time. Remember when it was all about ping time? You know, my days in the gaming world are from the server side of this stuff, where we actually built gaming servers for thousands and thousands of people to log in and play Counter-Strike well. And I think, since I just dropped a whole bunch, okay, so we are going to dog pile. So they've got one guy who's bigger than us. All right, and because I swapped my gear, that's as cheap as I can get that down, right? Oops, I had more. What, he speed hit me too? Must have. That's all my trash. Like I said, we're in a server-wide war. I didn't even come to UAC with a single full march. This is a trash march I'm throwing at these things. If you haven't used the spine breaker, folks, you need to go download the spine breaker. And I will pre-stop you. If you don't have Microsoft Excel on your phone, you need a computer. Plug your numbers in, print out a piece of paper, plug them into your phone. All right. I will get a calculator added up onto the website so that you can use a web page to do the calculations. The other big question that we get has to do with our new rallies article and our new rallies formulation, which uses a spine breaker, and it uses the whole alliance to break open hospitals. And I just got the question today. It said, would this work for UACs? You betcha. You got a whole bunch of people who are putting 150, 200K marches, and that's all the troops they got, into one of these towers. They get zeroed, and they're spending an hour and a half out of the game. Now, I just explained to you, it's about people in towers and the number of towers you hold. So, one or two big guys can keep defending multiple towers. And wow, I did not win that. And that's the problem with that C-30 sitting right where he's at. And I've watched him all day long. He ever goes out on offense, and I'm going to own him because I'm going to take his spot. And that's how you deal with the big guy, is you sit there and watch for hours. And then he just hit me again. He speed hit me, so I'm going to make him spin gold. He doesn't realize he's hitting my trash. All right, so I'm done with that. And I forgot to swap my gear, didn't I? I didn't. I forgot to swap it back. Anywho, but the use of this, if you're going to be doing rallies, the use of them, and we're using this kingdom as a demonstration because we are overpowered here, and you see us just ping-ponging back and forth, and at this point, I'm just going to send small marches at him. And I'm going to make him keep moving, because wherever I'm at, he's not. He can only take 1 point at a time. He can't leave his march in there to defend it. And he can't park any further away and not have to spend gold to speed up to defend things. So I'm going to let him. And the reason I'm not speeding anything up here, where's he going to go? Right now, we're just going to start breaking point after point after point. At some point, he's the only guy left. Right? So, So next strategy we're here, and as you just saw me typing, we're going to break the campers. This is for you people who log in, put a march in a tower, and then log off. So now we've got multiple players here who can break these towers. He has to be in. So we're going to turn around and we're going to hit multiple points at the same time, and whoever was camping is going to be leaving. So we're gonna what is he doing there? I'll tell you right now, I'll take that bait. Call an audible on the field here. So he just reinforced this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that guy. Because he didn't send a airship with it. So I'm going to put 𝗂𝘂𝙪𝙣𝙈 troops in the hospital, or waiting in line. I'm going to increase his cost to heal here very quickly. This is an expensive job, this guard dog thing. And it really means if you're running this setup where all your towers are together, and if you got somebody that will sit there for 24 hours, and they got 2 C-30s here, they may work handoff in shifts at some point. But this guy is stronger than this guy because he was here this morning, even though he foolishly says, hey, look, I spend money. There's his little accolade. Now, let's see what we got here, because reinforcements can't be hidden. So that guy may have hit his troops, but I got what he reinforced with. So yes, my little C-28 is in the thousands. That's an unbuffed. So for those who don't know, the UAC spreadsheet over here, you can't believe the stats because you get buffs and bonuses based on where you're at in plundering and whatever. But castle versus castle, still the same stats. So have your stuff together when you start doing castle versus castle stuff. And so now I'm going to pick a point. That is as far away from him as possible. Now, he is waiting for his march to fully return because he needs his airship to beat me. Okay. And these guys are going to get me killed because I'm not on screen looking at what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm going to keep him there. And I like to use a 4-second rule. So I'm going to get down to 4 seconds. And I'm going to call back. Boom. All right. So if I had more players here and I'm trying to break or slow these guys down, and right now they're not comprehending what I'm helping. This is why we do the videos, is actually so I can teach people what it is that I wanted here. He's heading towards there. So, and I think the gold spend on the speed ups has gotten to be ridiculously priced now. That's something that needs to be addressed. I think 250 for a speed up would be reasonable at this point. Or some better bonuses on the airship for increasing March speed than what we've got. Or even maybe in the research. Change the percentages there. Get up to that last one, it should be like 10s and 15%. Alright, so he's heading there. Dragging his artillery. Okay, good guy. Now, I'm going to plunder. And so, two things can happen here. One, he withdraws now to catch me because he thinks his guys can defend that one all by itself. Okay. Now to catch me here, he's going to have to gold spend. Now he'll either choose to or not to. And really not the point I should have picked. I should have picked the one that had the defending treasure. So I'm going to get in there before he does. And now I got 17 seconds. And I'm going to wait for 4. I'm going to hit callback. 8, 7, 6, 5. Confirm. And since we love to advertise our own work here, let's go in here. I starred one up from this morning. Where did I put it? Gotta forgive me, guys. You know how this is. 9 million freaking reports. There it is. Good use of the spine breaker. 800, almost 800,000 to my 23,000. Going 3-row deep really does reduce the troop loss. This is one of these places where I tune the marches and the formulas, and I tune for not just winning, but to reduce my cost of recovery. While UAC may be pseudo-free, I mean, there's a gold spin there. If I can cut down my troop loss and win, that's the biggest victory. Get the victory and cut the troop loss down. So that's the balance that I seek in my formula versus other people's. And I get asked, is like, well, you don't ask us our stats, and how can you tune for our stats? We don't tune for your stats. We tune for a bell curve, and your stats fall to the left or right of the peak of the bell curve. They are not out in la-la land like people would think that they would be. All right, so, plunder. Head there again. He thinks he's trapping me. He sent a march without his airship directly at me, and he's going to head to whatever tower I'm heading to next. That may work with some people, but that's not going to work with me. What I really did was, he's the only one playing around in his fortress, and I just made him withdraw from his point. They're now making less per second. So we only have about 45, 50 members in our alliance, and we're spread out through the 24-hour day just like everybody else is. And just because I want to be a butthead, I'm going to go kill that tower first. Boom. Call back. Confirm. Alright. And there's my 49 losses. Let's see what his stats were. They weren't, well, they were embarrassing, but this is UAC. All it needed was somebody in there holding the tower. Didn't matter what his stats were. Didn't matter if he had 20 guys in there. To score the points, they just needed somebody there. So whoever they had camping, it's no longer camping. All right. Now they got 2 points they're not scoring on. This is defense. This is how you slow a points leader down. See, they just need some little, and it may be his Titan spawn. That is his farm. All right. I think I made my points here. How are we scoring? You need to separate the individual score from the UAC score. There is a points per second based on the number of points that you hold. There's a points per minute based on the number of positions you hold on a very big map. If you've got 100 players and can spread out and take every tower, you're going to have some insane 400 per minute. It is, I've seen it. It does work. We just didn't know if you could build your treasure back up. So let's go back there. Home. Your tree is currently being marched on. Well, you go, girl. First one died. Second one died. And that C30 should be in here. He'll kill me, but there you go. All right. Do I have more coming? Oh my gosh, gotta wait for him to get here. I'll probably still kill that one. I'll show you that. See, if this was KVK against these guys, I would take that all day long to where I am bleeding 70,000 of his troops, because most of mine would have gone to the hospital taking that defense. I'd have sat out in the forest and let him randomly port me somewhere just to make him lose that 70,000 on the initial hit. Because you lose the most of your troops there when you attack. On defense, most of them go to the hospital. Did he get a win on that? Nope. Okay. Even I don't have nothing but trash left there. Now they're going to let me go. So you build your points up, the amount of loot and treasure you have in your towers, right? But you need, oh, look at that, got my spot back. Oh, no, wait a minute, no I didn't. I'll bet I can bluff these guys out of here. Alright. And that may have been because I wasn't paying attention to the video, but I didn't see anybody say, hey, they're taking our tower down. You need to get them up above 100 to get your point bonus, but the more important, you need to be holding those points. So that's where this balancing of who's who comes in. All right, folks. This is fairly simple, straightforward math. And why'd I go down 70? Because this C30 thinks he's something all of a sudden. All right. They're going to make me heal and deal. So we're going to do that right now. And we're going to go. And because they want to be hitting my castle, we will switch to our airship beacon. That puts my airship in my castle at the point. And buddy, we will start with you. Let's see what we got in there. Send troops. I might catch him, but I don't think I'm gonna. Now I'm gonna pass him. Problem with not getting in there before them is he catches my campers. Alright, I know my guy's freaking. Now he just hit the callback button. Yeah. So I got to clear all these guys out. And they know they're all woke up and coordinating now. But they will run. This is the annoying part. We got two big players. Our C-28s are pretty powerful. We build them right. You know, when we put money into it each week, we don't throw it at the walls and things like that. There's no sense outrunning your banner growth. It's just making pretty things. And without the banners to support it, unless you're one of these people that spends $2,000 on banners, and I'm not, and I don't think anybody should be, there's no sense throwing money at that RSS to outgrow it. Alright, so maybe we'll get this C30 hit in here. But I'm willing to bet he runs. Yeah. And see, and he's smart. That's being smart. He waited to the last second. He got every ounce of treasure he could get out of there. My question is, you know, and he camped there. He bubbled there. Went and took a nap or something. So somebody is doing this. All right, folks. Kingdom 362. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. I appreciate it. understand how the scoring works now, and then once you've got your individual loot, if you're not doing everything you can to hold a different point than somebody else's point, you're not helping your alliance anymore. I appreciate it. Thank you.